One of them involved feeding a pelican called Danilo, and then it would fly away, and you would then have to chase this pelican across the island like multiple times.
You honor me today with your presence.
Hello and welcome to Rock, Paper, Shotgun and my favourite thing in. This is where I, Colin Mahern, chat to an RPS staffer about a spang new video game they've been playing and I get them to tell me about their favourite thing in it. Today I'm talking to the wonderful Ed Thorn about Ubisoft's latest open world first person shooter with a charismatic baddie, Far Cry 6. Ed has been playing it for review, so I wanted to get him on to chat to him about his thoughts on the game and specifically the one aspect of Far Cry 6 that he enjoys more than anything else. So Ed, what is your favourite thing in Far Cry 6?
My favourite thing in Far Cry 6 is Yara. And I'd say Yara as a whole, it's a huge place. It's almost too large, I think, but sort of exploring it is an absolute treat. First and foremost, it's like a really beautiful place. It's got like a nice mixture of jungles. There's like lovely coastlines. There's encampments everywhere. Obviously, Yara is beautiful, but it's kind of under Castillo's rule. So there's some not so nice things going on.
100%, yeah. Gus Fring is up to no good and he's planted a lot of nasty people everywhere.
Yeah, but you know, you're a guerrilla fighter, so you can go out there and stop Gus Fring from being a naughty boy by going to these sort of checkpoints and, well, blowing them up and then kind of liberating them at the same time. It's quite odd. So you can kind of just go around destroying stuff and then it sort of patches itself back up and goes, it's yours now.
You say that Yara is massive and I've played a bit, maybe not as much. I haven't explored as much of Yara as you, but I can attest to that. It is huge. But still, you do enjoy searching around in nooks and crannies and just the extra activities that are scattered about as well in true Ubisoft map clearing style.
Yeah, absolutely. I've almost found the sort of side activities a bit more sort of engrossing than the main quests. Mainly because there just is so much, like you say, to sort of dig into. I think one of the things that actually has really sort of hooked me in are the treasure hunts. So sort of scattered around the map are, I don't know, these crystal symbols. And if you go to those, they'll trigger a special scenario to find a treasure chest, essentially. But it's not just a treasure map and you find an X marks a spot kind of thing. It's like usually a weird, unique scenario. So one of them involved feeding a pelican called Danilo food, and then it would fly away, and you would then have to chase this pelican across the island like multiple times. It sort of starts off, you've got to like glide off a mountain and chase him then, and then you land, feed him again, and then you're off on like a jet ski for a bit. And obviously it's great that you have to chase a pelican, but I also love that you get to see the island too a little bit. It's kind of like a bit of a, I don't know, way to tour the island and also get some cool like gun afterwards.
I haven't come across many of the treasure hunts yet. They definitely sound varied because I haven't done the pelican one, but I have done ones that involve a lot of grappling and platforming puzzles and you going through like mazes of zip lines. So there does sound like there's a lot of variety specifically in that.
Yeah, for sure. You mentioned like zip lining and grappling. There was another treasure hunt I had to do, which involved getting this green crystal skull and having to go through a dangerous sort of cave system filled with crocodiles and jaguars and having to kind of grapple onto rock and then swing yourself over like large gaps and use this green crystal to do a very sort of simple rotate the statues puzzle. I just think they're really sort of cool and sort of let you dig into those hidden bits of Yara that you probably wouldn't have seen otherwise. And I'm also quite a big fan of keeping on topic of treasure chests, the cryptic chests. And again, these aren't really marked on your map unless you're roaming around Yara, freeing things and liberating stuff. But occasionally you'll hear like the sound of these wind chimes. And if you kind of go over to them, suddenly you'll see this like little treasure chest marker pop up on your map. Go up to it, interact with this chest, and it will sort of ask you to find these two sort of symbols that have been kind of pinned to a wall or some object nearby. And you've basically got to follow the sound of these wind chimes to find these clues to then open the chest. And again, I just think they're like a cool way to kind of explore the area. You've got to like really use your parkour skills and your grappling, and you've got to sort of almost investigate the area to get this loot that is absolutely going to be very, very good stuff, basically.
Is it just the less authored nature of that aspect of the game that attracts you more than go to area, kill baddies, now there's a new quest marker on the map, go to that area, kill the baddies, go to, and continue on?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely spot on there. I think like the whole hitting you with map markers and quests constantly, like it is a constant stream of them. It can kind of just become eventually white noise. It just becomes this blur of moving between areas, shooting things, moving on. Whereas actually what I quite enjoy is just taking a moment, just stopping all of that noise and mess of like bullets and just exploring Yara in my own time. It is almost like a bit of quiet time and a bit of peace for me, sort of away from that almost like a full-time job of just powering between endless stream of map markers. It's ridiculous.
Thanks very much for chatting with me today, Ed. And if you, dear viewer, would like to check out Ed's full thoughts on Far Cry 6, then be sure to have a read of his written review of the game on the website. Thank you very much for watching, you absolute star. But before you go, do remember this one simple thing. For all of your PC gaming needs, keep it on rockpapershotgun.com.